So we're here with Paolo and Cédric to talk about culture and cultural exchange. And while artistic expression and craft are really at the heart of the making of products, it's also, our discussion will be based on a commercial activity. And I thought maybe we would begin with Paolo, who is an educator and who is dealing with what began as an institute in Italy, I believe, to train Italian designers and workers in industry, and now you're spreading around the world and dealing with different cultures. My first question is, as you're working with students outside of, let's say, the Instituto's home country, are you teaching young designers about specific markets, and how do you handle cultural references and cultural knowledge and specific markets, because different markets react to different cultures?
Thanks for the question, Peter. That is very, very challenging, a challenging one, because, I mean, the field of education now is, I mean, across something very, very concerning, but exciting at the same time. That is the diffusion of the new digital means, just to mention one, AI. So the question is how we would be able to transmit and to teach to the next generation of designers how to not only to remain within a specific market, but how to first express themselves and be more closer to the context and use design as a cultural tool. Yes. So design is culture. It's not can be culture. Design is a culture. Design is the expression of the background, personal background, hopes, fears, desires, and everything is coming from previous experience. I really enjoyed the first panel, Beyond the Boundaries, that it was mentioning exactly this, how to transmit. Now, the challenge for us as educator is to let the next generation to express themselves. And I would also like to add that differently by the past, we continuously learn something. So I'm a supporter of lifelong learning. And I want to, to describe myself as a lifelong learner. And differently by when I was a student and we were listening to our professors and trying to replicate, now I'm thinking that every time I'm sitting with my students, I like to think that I'm able to transmit something to them and they transmit something to me back. Yes. And this is I think, the beauty of education, and has not to be remained strictly confined within a specific market, but it's important to give the student the tools to compete in every market. Yes. Now we are global. Yes, yes. Global.
But yes, and I often think, while I love art, and I love craft, I'm always thinking in a commercial manner and markets. And Cedric, I'm fascinated by your background, and I know that, and I come from a textile background as well. It's fascinating that one of the things that textile designers do, as you know, is look to the past for inspiration while creating something new for the future. And I believe that what you're doing maybe straddles the commercial world, but you're also creating art. And I think we have here behind us some of the new art, and there's going to be an exhibition at the Alliance Française of some of the art that Cédric is going to talk to us about at this moment. So if you could give us a background about your company, your work, and what you do.
Okay, thank you, Peter.
Yes.
My family is in the silk business since very long time. It's like my great-grandfather founded the company in Lyon.
In Lyon.
And the story is always now in Lyon. We have, I think, 3 different departments in the company. There is one very important one for the fabric, for the fashion. We work with a lot of fashion designers,
yes.
Mainly in France, mainly in haute couture, because of the price of the fabric.
Do you show at Première Vision?
Not now.
Not
we
now.
work directly with the company.
Yes.
We work with Saint Laurent, Dior, Chanel, and a lot of companies like that. It's very interesting because before we produce the design, we produce the fabrics, and after that, we show to Dior, to Saint Laurent, and they ask for 10 meters for fashion show or maybe 5,000 meters for the production. But today, everything changed a little because we work a lot in combination with development together. Somebody, I don't know if there are some picture about development with Vuitton, but they ask for something.
Yes.
For about Vuitton, they ask for fabric with light.
Yes.
And we develop something specifically for Vuitton.
Yes.
That's very interesting for us because we need the past, we need the tradition, we need our archive.
Yes.
We have a lot of archive, about maybe 1,100 design, fabric.
I want to come and visit.
Yeah. But I think this part is very interesting because we can be inspired by the design team need to open the book, find an old design, and but never copy. Yes. We try to just be inspired by the design, and after that, we have to improve our ingenuity, and the engineer has to develop something maybe better for today.
Yes.
And this is very important for us.
Yes.
We have a second department. The second department is the technology one, pure technology. We develop the specific fabric with the light. The story is the one. It's not exactly this one. It's a dress. Olivier Lapidus asked me for fabrics with the light, and we developed the first one in 2000 for the fashion show.
Does it emanate light from the fabric?
Yes.
Actual light?
Yes, we moved to the silk to optical fiber.
Yes.
And this is the optical fiber.
Amazing.
This one.
Yes.
This is the tradition.
Yes. Yes.
But and after that, a lot of companies ask for new development for airplane, for telecommunication, for many things, and we develop a specific company for medical application, for the jaundice of the baby, for the mucosis in oncology,
Yes.
and always engineers have to find the new generation of the
Yes.
textile.
May I just interrupt to say that in our lifetimes, we have seen dramatic change in the world with production, volume industrial production, moving from the west to the east. And to have a textile company in France is very challenging. So I imagine that, first of all, going very high up in quality, and then this kind of technical innovation is key to you remaining to have something to sell, because if you're selling more of a commodity, then you're competing with less expensive producers.
Yes, today for us, the silk part is a small one now,
Yes.
because our customers are few
Performance,
only for haute couture.
Yes.
But there is not too many
Yes.
companies in haute couture now.
Yes.
That's why we need every day to find the new
Innovation.
the
Yes.
new fabrics.
Yes.
And fabrics, it's very important. My father told me very often, without fabric, the world is not exactly the same than today.
Yes, yes.
But and the third part of our activity, it's very, very important. It's to work with artists. Today, Thomas Henriot, one famous French artist.
Yes.
Here, there is tonight
Yes.
the opening of this exhibition in Alliance Française.
Yes.
And very often we work with artists, like with a fashion designer.
Yes.
Because the artists ask every day something we can't understand,
Yes.
but we try to.
Yes.
And every day they ask for something different.
Yes.
My grandfather worked with Miro, Braque, Chagall, Giacometti, and
Yes.
every time it's a new question.
Yes.
What they want, a new color. They want
Asking
a
the
new design.
impossible. Troublemakers like
Miro,
yourself.
in 1953, Miro asked my grandfather for a very long print, about 11 meters, impossible for everybody.
Yes.
And we need, I remember, 123
Screens to line up to make
line
that
up to realize
not
the
repeating.
the complete one.
Yes.
And with Thomas, it is nearly the same story.
Uh-huh.
They ask for a huge, there's a very nice designer.
Yes.
The drawing of Thomas are fantastic. And they asked to me to realize something specific for India.
Yes.
And I say, if it's for India, we need to mix the technique and maybe the story.
Yes.
We need to weave with gold yarn.
Yes.
And they ask for a 9 meter.
Like a sari. Yes.
I say 9 meters could be maybe difficult, but we realized 7 meters by 3
Yes.
meters on a specific jacquard loom, a new one.
Yes.
80,000 yarn.
In the warp? Yes.
Yes, in the warp.
Yes.
We can move any yarn individually.
Yes.
I think it's a good innovation. Thank you, Thomas.
I'll just interject for the audience. So Lyon, where Cédric is from, was the home of a gentleman named Monsieur Jacquard, who invented the mechanical loom named after him, the Jacquard loom. And this revolutionized weaving. Before that, to weave a brocade, you had to hand inlay on the loom, on the warp. It was a little bit like embroidery on the loom itself, still being done, of course, in different places in the world, and in India as well. It's one of the great crafts. But this mechanization radically changed textile production. So listening to you speak, this, you wanted to, is this the? No, it says. In my work with textiles, of course, you can divide the work into two major halves. There's the aesthetic, and then there's the technical, which Cédric has been speaking about, and the collaboration with artists. It's an aesthetic idea, it's a concept, and then there's the technical, the actual making. When we talk about cross-cultural exchanges, and this is where, Paolo, I'm going to press you again. When you have students from different parts of the world. And I understand maybe in your educational, so I attended the Fashion Institute of Technology in Manhattan. And I always say that it was like a trade school because they were really training us for industry, for commercial purposes. And when you work for a market, there's, for example, the artwork that we'll see this evening at the Alliance Française, I think maybe is created just really as an art form, without a lot of pressure for a commercial market. But when you're dealing with markets, it's not just whatever you create. It has to be a reaction from the market. So are you looking at your students and trying to give them a cultural understanding about different markets? And I say this as an American who comes from New York, who's familiar with the Indian market. My wife is French, so I'm also sensitive and have worked for years in Europe. And markets have different tastes, different desires, and of course, to be a commercial artist, you have to create things that are bought. So are you facing challenges, or do you try to focus on aesthetic and cultural inputs based on different markets?
Definitely yes, because the approach is exactly this. At the very beginning, I mean, I'm a program leader of the program in interior design. I'm an architect as education. The initial studios, they are practically conceived to let the student to explore
whatever they want,
and to contribute as much they can to the overall, the general discussion. Then we have also industry projects. Industry projects are specifically conceived
for a client.
For a client, for a client that, I mean, physically is not an hypothetical client, is a physical, existing
with
client.
Demands and expectations.
Yes, that is presenting a brief, then presenting the brand requirements. So the pictures that you have seen passing before are belonging to one of the recent studios that we did related to a retail project that it was specifically addressed for a brand, a specific brand, and we have multiple meetings and contact with the brand. At the end, the student retaining his or her creative approach learn also how to make this approach marketable. And this, I presume, is the sense of your question, because at the end, or we are a pure artist, which is great, but if you have to
sell something, someone has to buy it.
Yes, and you have to follow some specific requirements and specific guidelines, or, I mean, as a design brief.
So, Cédric, on that same thought, would you say innovation, technical innovation, if we divide between aesthetic and technical, is technical now the driver of your commercial business? And you say you have inputs from clients to do what sort of the aesthetic is coming from them. Would that be fair to say, or not at all?
You are true. I think today, for us, the fashion is very important because it is the story, but the market is maybe very difficult because you have to be before every time. And the problem of fashion is we talk about 3 months market. And every 3 months.
And the couture is a shrinking.
And today it's very, very difficult. That's why we organize the Brochier technology with the optical fiber, because for us, this is application for the future. This is
Yes.
application for every day.
Yes.
And when we develop a device for medical application,
Yes.
it's a device for maybe 10 or 20 years.
Yes,
And I
yes.
think today in my company, we focus on the technical
Technical performance.
Yes.
Yes.
and with the, just finish, with the light, we
Yes.
find we found a lot of application
Yes.
for the production of the algo, from
Yes.
the medical application, for
Yes.
depollution. For with the light, you can produce many and many different devices
Yes.
for any kind of application.
And it's like you're creating new markets with that innovation.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
This was great. Can we have a big round of applause, please?